Yo, hello everybody, and it's me, obviously Talking Media, and we're finally back with another video. I know I've not been posting as much as people thought, but there's a lot of news coming soon, and so much exciting stuff is going to happen to the channel, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, today we're for the part 2 of what if Goku actually had Super Saiyan God when he was a kid. Obviously, last time on this What If, we did left off on when Trunks defeated King Cole, and obviously Trunks telling Goku the fact that there's someone in the future that's even stronger than Goku in his God form. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. I feel like a lot of people might be wondering, how would the androids be able to be stronger than a Super Saiyan God Goku? Because using some of a common sense thing, even if Dr. Jarrell had, like, Goku's key or whatever, I don't think he'll be able to get God into the androids. But Cell can. Since, obviously, Dr. Jarrell is getting the key, or I guess the DNA of every T-Fighter, technically Cell will have God key as well. So, for the people that were wondering how someone was stronger than Goku in the future, that's how. Also, I want to add one thing. I did say that Goku learned instant transmission in Yardrat, but I'm going to say this. I feel like Goku and Yardrat will also learn a couple of techniques in this timeline, since with Super Saiyan God, it also has some techniques like God Mind. I feel like Goku would also be interested in a couple of techniques, like fighting type techniques, like as I said, God Mind. So I feel like, again, Goku would learn a couple of extra stuff, but I don't think he would master all of them, mainly just instant transmission, and he'll be able to use other type of abilities, but not as a full mastered abilities. Obviously, there isn't much of a difference at first of the story. Goku still doesn't take the hard medicine, and for people saying that Goku and Super Saiyan God can handle the virus or whatever, and I feel like maybe, but who really knows? I feel like this is kind of an ability that it doesn't matter much about power level, so that's why. So I'm just gonna say Goku still has the heart virus. He also falls ill like the normal timeline. There's nothing different. The main difference is when Cell arrives. Even Cell in his first form is way stronger than the normal timeline. Again, Cell having God Ki, I feel like he would far surpass anyone, so that's why. So even Cell in his first form, he'll be able to almost defeat anyone. Obviously, Cell would go and search for Goku, but he can't sense him. He'd try and absorb some people, so he could obviously gather some extra power, but to no avail. Due to Cell's power level just being so high in this timeline, I don't think him absorbing humans is really gonna increase him by any much. But I do feel like if he absorbs the androids and goes to his perfect form, he is going to be far stronger. Obviously, everything happens like per normal. Cell would get perfect form, and obviously Goku would heal, and the T-Fighters would go to fight Cell. Then Goku would say that Gohan should fight Cell first in this timeline, so Goku can see what Cell has. I feel like Gohan would have at least learned Super Saiyan God somewhat in this timeline. Maybe not mastered it, but at least has the grasp over it. Since even Goku, in my opinion, can't really teach God Ki that well, but I still feel like they'll be able to figure it out. So Gohan would turn Super Saiyan God, and we start fighting with Cell. And Gohan's doing pretty decently, but he would be getting demolished by Cell, since Cell was going to use more and more of his power. Goku would jump in, stopping the fight, saying that he'll be the next warrior to fight Cell. Goku would go to Super Saiyan God, and Cell would laugh and say, if this is the only thing up your sleeve, you'll be defeated Goku. Obviously, they'll both start fighting, and both of them are almost on equal terms, but Cell is having so much more power and IQ over Goku, I feel like he would have the upper hand. And I would say that Cell would be doing way better than his counterpart against Gohan, since again, I feel like with Cell that obviously had Super Saiyan God, there would be a far more gap than there were in the normal timeline. Obviously, Cell would say that Goku's strong, but he'll be able to defeat him. Cell will go into full power, and Goku gets obviously stunned back. Goku would say, "What is this power? It's enormous. How can I defeat him?" Then Goku thinks, and he remembers an ability that he has, the splitting. As I said, Goku does learn a couple of extra techniques. And this is a small spoiler for the Dragon Ball manga if you didn't know. Vegeta learns an ability in the manga where he could split fuse people into nor fuse people. A lot of people might be confused. Let me give you an example. Let's say two people are fused. With this technique, you'll be able to unfuse them even if you're far weaker. So a lot of people would say that this is an amazing ability against Cell, which I do think it is, but there's one more difference. Cell knows has Goku's DNA, so he does know about this technique, but I don't think he would think that Goku's going to use this technique since it's not like Goku. But Goku would use it, splitting Cell into two entities. He would obviously pull out Android 17, but Android 18 is still fused. When he tries to unfuse Android 18 and Cell will punch Goku to the ground. Goku would shout for Android 17 to run, or Cell will absorb him again. Obviously, Android 17 would oblige and would just fly away. Goku would fight Cell, and this is an actual pretty even fight, but with Goku having the upper hand. But then Cell in desperation would use his self-destruct ability, and Goku would obviously sacrifice himself to save Earth. So I guess in the end of the day, there isn't much of differences. A lot of people might be saying, what happens next? Well, in this timeline, Gohan still isn't into fighting as much as he was in the normal timeline, so I don't think Gohan would really be training anymore, and even less and even weaker than his old counterpart. So let's just jump into the Boar arc, shall we? I feel like the Boar arc is going to be very boring, since Boo's far weaker than Super Saiyan God Goku in this timeline. So I think Goku would just taunt Boo with whatever form. I feel like the only way Boo can actually win is if he absorbs Goku. And if Boo did absorb Goku, the Z-Fighters can do nothing. I feel like with a Goku that mastered Super Saiyan God for years, and I feel like even Goku achieving Super Saiyan Blue in this timeline or something similar, I feel like the Z-Fighters would stand no chance, since I feel like the only close fighters that even have average power levels close to Goku is Vegeta and Gohan, but they barely have the grasp over Gotki, so they would just get destroyed. So that's why in this timeline, Goku won't be absorbed, so Goku would just defeat Boo, and this would be an happy ending, for now. The God Destruction Beerus would awake, telling his servant, Whis, I've dreamt of fighting a Super Saiyan God. Tell me, is he alive? Is it true? Then Whis would surprisingly say, yes, my lord. There's 3 Saiyans with God Ki, but only one of them have mastered the Super Saiyan God form. I think this is the guy you're looking for. Then Beerus would say, perfect. He'll be the next target on my list. And yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I feel like this part of this what if was pretty good in my opinion. I really enjoyed the whole story in this part too, so I hope you guys enjoyed. And please don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye.